Hi there, Anna McKinlay here, and welcome again to my channel, bringing you 100 great pieces of content over 100 days to help you improve your life across the board. So, if you heard yesterday's episode, then this will just as a quick reminder, I talked about the power of love and how important our emotions are in creating our reality, particularly in challenging times like these. And look, I'd like to build on that. In fact, over the next few days, I'm going to be bringing you a series of episodes to bring you some concepts and some practical tools to help you become not just more emotionally resilient, but actually be able to master your emotions more, because they create reality, not just for you, but they also impact the people around you, right? And it's so important. I'll share, personally, this is something that I've learned the hard way in my life. And obviously, I help my clients with this as well, but I focus on it because I know just how important it is. You see, a few years ago, I was in a very different place. In fact, I was a very, very different person. And I was not very good at that concept of taking personal responsibility for one's emotions, in the sense of having the ability to choose how we respond to what happens. In fact, I used to be just the opposite. Every day was a roller coaster ride, right? It was ups and downs. I felt like I was completely at the mercy of external events and people in terms of how I felt during the day. You know, I was at the mercy of the weather, of my children and how organized they were in the morning, getting ready for school, the traffic, our IT systems at work, my colleagues, my managers, whether the buses were running to time, all of these things. And every day was a collection of feeling okay, and then these lows when things wouldn't go my way, and going from stressed and pressured and up and down. It was exhausting. It really was, and not a very enjoyable way to live life. Uh, but then I learned that actually there is another way. And I learned about our emotions and how we can actually become the master of our emotions instead of letting our emotions master us. Now, if you want to improve the quality of your life, this is one of the foundations, because how we feel determines so much about how we show up in our lives and the results that we get. Our emotions are so important, right? For us as well as for others. And here's the thing, even though it often feels like it, our emotions are not directly dependent or directly determined by external events and by other people. It often feels like it's simply because we're not aware of everything that's going on. But if we unpack things and we can practice becoming aware and curious about our emotions, we very quickly learn that actually our emotions are a function of our own perceptions and beliefs about those external events, those people, and about ourselves as well. And the beauty of that is that actually we do have the power to change our perceptions and our beliefs. It starts, though, as the late Bill Harris used to say, it starts with awareness, because it's awareness of what's going on that actually gives us that choice and that power. So, look, over the next few episodes, I will be sharing with you, as I said, some more about how you can do this, so that if you're on that emotional roller coaster like I was, so that you can get off it, so that you can get in control and have a smoother and more enjoyable ride through life. But look, right now, I want to start with one really simple and effective approach for helping us to be more resilient. And that's about practicing appreciation. One of the most effective things that we can do to shift our experience of life and to be more emotionally resilient to whatever's going on in the world is practicing appreciation and gratitude. In fact, you may already be one of those people who keeps a gratitude journal, which is a fantastic start. The key to making this work is to really dial into it at an emotional level and to be consistent. One of the things, just as an example of this, is a quote which I really love from Robert Brault, who said, Enjoy the little things, for one day you might look back and realize they were the big things. When we're starting with appreciation and gratitude, especially if we're starting from a low point, often it feels like, well, what do I have to be grateful for? Look at all of the stuff going on in the world. Look at all of the things that I don't have or that aren't working out in my life. And, you know, we can start from being a place of going, well, okay, that's how it is. But looking for the tiny, tiny little things that we still have, which we can appreciate. Because if we can practice noticing those and feeling appreciation for them, it actually starts to expand our experience of things that we can appreciate in life. Let me share with you some examples. I mean, for me, this insight about enjoying the little things completely transformed the way that I showed up in life, because it made me actually not only appreciate the small things, like those moments when my son asks for a hug, or just how nice it is to turn the tap on and have drinking water come out of it. Little things like that. How beautiful it is when the sun touches a cloud a particular way. These things which, if we let our minds go, we won't notice, because our minds are so strongly predisposed to go wandering off, and in particular to go looking for things to worry about. Our human minds are actually wired to do that. But if we can actually get conscious and start appreciating these little things, we find that we notice them more, and we actually find that we start doing things that bring more of those simple things that we can appreciate into our life. For me, when I started doing this, I started with stupidly small things. I appreciate the air that I have to breathe. I appreciate that water comes out of my tap. I really did start with those things. I appreciate that I have my children. But what this actually started to do for me was shift the way that I saw the world, but it also changed the way that I interacted with the world. And I started to take charge of it more, and I started to actually think and do things to create more opportunities for those things that I appreciated. Like, for example, prioritizing just time with my children doing what they wanted to do instead of doing the dishes or the laundry or other chores, switching things around, because I realized that those small things of those precious moments with my children were so much more important. And that has completely transformed our lives. So it's about appreciating the small things in the now, and just practicing that. And a really, really simple way that we can get into a rhythm with this and kind of a habit with it is what's called the 5 fingers technique, which is super, super simple. I mean, you don't need to carry around a gratitude journal with you all day to be able to appreciate each moment. All you need is your hand, right? And if you find at any point in the day that you're hitting a slump, or that you need a reboot, or that you've just got 30 seconds with nothing to do, you can go, okay, I've got a hand with 5 fingers. What are 5 things that I appreciate about this moment that I'm living in? And look for them until you find 5 things. I've got air to breathe, the light is on, I can hear a bird singing, whatever it is, right? I appreciate that my family is healthy right now. I appreciate that right now we've got a roof over our heads, whatever it might be. Yeah. Because that actually helps us to reset. It brings us in the moment. It reminds us about the good things in life, and we can build on all of those. The thing is that if we allow ourselves to, it's very, very easy to miss all of the precious, small, little things that are so good in life. Because, as I mentioned before, our human mind is very, very strongly predisposed to wander, to look out to the future, to find things to worry about, to review and relive the past, all of this stuff, instead of actually being with us in the moment. And when you think about it, that's all our life is. It's just a series of moments, one after the next. So if we're not appreciating those moments, how can we have a good life? But the quickest way to a good life is from appreciating each moment. So have a little play with that, the 5 fingers technique. And look, join me on my Facebook page or comment on my YouTube channel if you want to share what are 5 things that you can appreciate right now. Do that regularly. It's such an easy thing to do. You can just catch yourself several times during the day and find 5 things that you can appreciate right now. And you will find, if you do that consistently, that your outlook on life will really start to transform. It doesn't happen overnight, as they say, but it does happen. And the more consistent we are, it starts to build a kind of exponential momentum. So have fun with that exercise. Enjoy your now. And if you enjoyed this message, please remember to hit subscribe and share this with anyone you feel could do with just a little bit of a positive boost of appreciation in their life right now. Hey, thanks so much again for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.